and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Today,
Bob.
Brad, we're going to talk about 7 secrets for pain-free neck, shoulder, and arm pain.
Neck, shoulder, arm.
Now, in this instance, we're really probably talking about something that's connected, right? Not a separate arm pain, or we're talking about arm pain that's occurring because of the neck.
Right. Oftentimes, and we're going to focus on the neck because a lot of people may not realize it, but as a matter of fact, I just had a patient came in from the doctor, shoulder pain. We got a rotator cuff problem. The pain was here, going down to here. It ended up being clearly in his low neck.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wasn't the rotator cuff?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It was fun to treat because once I start working on the neck, things start getting better.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I see a lot of patients that way, that they think something's going on down here and it actually is coming from up here.
Right. And that's one of those things that you may not know, but it does. If you keep your neck moving with good range of motion and good posture, it really reduces the risk of those kinds of things happening.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take your head and turn it right now and look right over to the left here. Our left, your right. And hit that subscribe button because we provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, and pain-free, and we upload every day.
Exactly.
All this damn therapist working, what?
Yeah, we're working hard, Bob.
Yeah.
Quit your mumbling.
Right.
We got to get the speech therapist in. Okay, so here's your spine, of course. Here's your hips, your low spine, mid-thigh, thoracic spine, and cervical spine, your neck, in other words, and your head would be here. Now, we want to talk a little bit about things that are going to irritate the spine. By far, the most common, in our opinion, is head forward posture that stresses.
Stuff like this.
Yep. So when does this happen? Well, so many things. Watching TV, driving a car, using your cell phone, on the computer, sitting on a chair that doesn't have a backrest like bleachers, etc., sitting on a floor.
And for every 10 degrees, or 1 inch that you're forward, the head weighs 12 pounds.
Okay.
For every inch forward, you add another 10 degrees of stress on the neck.
Right.
So 1 inch, that's 22 pounds. 2 inches, that's 32 pounds. 3 inches, that's 42 pounds.
And that's just a matter of physics and leverage. Not everybody, people are going to say 12 pounds, not everyone's head weighs 12 pounds. We're talking about average here. So the concept is the same.
Right.
Head forward posture really increases stress on the neck, which can cause problems all the way down shoulder, arm, and hand.
And the thing is that you need to remember here is that the farther the pain is going, the worse it's getting.
Right.
If it initially starts as just here, now it's going down here, it's gotten worse.
Right.
Goes in the hand, getting much worse.
Exactly.
So we want to get it out of there.
So let's look at range of motion first. There's some basic range of motion, and we're going to talk about, first thing is, can you rotate your head to the right? Can you rotate your head to the left? And can you get it so that you can look down and see your shoulder? That's pretty normal. Over here, that's pretty normal, so you can see, if you're doing equal range of motion both ways. You might find over here it's this far, and over this direction, you can't even see your shoulder. And there may be some pain associated with it, maybe not. So then you need to do some stretches with that. I don't want to talk about that right now. I do want to talk about, typically, and I think Bob will agree with this, when you see people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s for sure, and you have them look at their cervical or the neck range of motion,
It's almost always limited.
Very much limited. So when you get in that ages, in your 60s, start stretching your neck. Just some general.
I would start before you hit 60, otherwise you might not get there.
You're exactly right, Bob. Let's start when you're 40s. But do some stretches on your own, right?
I think it's also safe to say, Brad, that if you find a restriction, let's say you're young, you're in your 20s, and you're not turning as far as you should, generally that correlates with pain. I mean,
sure.
if and generally, if you can restore it, a lot of times the pain goes away.
Exactly.
And extension is even, you're going to talk about that next, right?
Yep, exactly.
Extension is even more common, I think, that you're lacking.
Exactly. I'm talking range or rotation now because it's so functional. When you're driving, you look behind the car to see what's going on, or you look behind
That's the one
shoulder.
you're going to probably notice that you're lacking.
Right.
You might not notice that you're lacking extension.
Right. So extension we're talking about is looking up towards the ceiling, and that's typical extension. However, in therapists, we break it down a little bit. The first part of extension is a chin tuck, okay, to find out if you can do this. And if you find that you're kind of stuck like this and you can't get up tall, then you've got a problem. You're going to want to start working chin tucks as well as the rotation. But typically, as your extension gets better, you can go taller. Rotation will oftentimes improve as well.
I actually saw a study, Brad, where they worked on extensions and rotations got better along with it.
Sure.
It was a study done in lacrosse, actually.
Actually, I know Dennis Fader was involved.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was my old professor. I think he's still working.
Is he really?
Yeah, he should be retired anytime if you're watching.
But I
Dennis.
think one thing, Brad, I want to say about extension is, I see this all the time. People, I go ahead and take your neck back, and they'll go back this far, and they go, well, that's all the farther I can go, and that's all the farther I should be able to go.
Right.
It's like, no, people should be able to go way, way back.
Without pain.
Without pain.
If you do have pain, don't push it. Don't
Right.
think that you're going to force it. That's not what we're saying.
What we're saying is that if you're this far, you are lacking, and usually that does correlate with a problem.
Exactly.
So, and a lot of times, if we can restore that, a lot of times the pain is going to go away then down the arm.
And that's exactly the case with the gentleman. He was 39 years old. He could only go back so far. And when he did that, he got pain back here. And I said, oh, let's work on this. We worked on that. His shoulders start feeling better as the range improved.
So a lot of times we'll work on extension, have them work in the range that they can do. And then I don't know how much you want to get into that, Brad.
No, actually, because I want to go to some of the things that are going to cause this. And if you eliminate the cause, then you don't have to worry about all the pain and the problems we just talked about.
Sure.
So the next thing is standing posture. Take note of yourself when you're standing, and you won't even know it because you almost have to have a mirror or someone tell you, is your head forward? And this is what we're looking for. Typically with standing, a lot of times people stand a little bit better, but when they sit, that's when head forward posture will really start to come in. Particularly at a computer workstation. You're sitting, your head is drawn to the work screen for whatever reason. I guess you think you're focused on it, so it draws you in like that. And I have people that say they feel like tingling is going on in the back of their neck. You've heard that? Yeah. If you feel that, like little ants or something are back there.
Or even in between the shoulder blades.
Right. It's probably because you have bad posture and you need to change it.
Sometimes just by correcting the posture, you can sometimes make the pain go away. It won't be immediate because the thing's got to calm down, but it's amazing. And a lot of people don't realize they have bad posture, Brad, until they see themselves, like you said, on film. I had a friend of mine, he goes, they saw himself on a security camera, and he's like, who's that old man? And he was walking like this. He didn't realize that his posture was so bad.
It was him.
It was him, yeah. So it's very revealing.
Here's another one, and this is all you have to need to do when you're driving. If you're driving in a larger city and you pull up to a stop sign where there's a bunch of cars stopped, look over at the car next to you or one side or the other and look at how people are sitting. You will find a lot of people got their head over the top of the dashboard. I'm exaggerating, but their head is forward and they're just really working on irritating, damaging.
A student, observatory student, you're going to start noticing some of those things.
Exactly. Right here, this is another example or a problem in our society with poor posture. The old cell phone, smartphone, whatever you want to call it, and people are going like this. Their heads pulled forward and always more and more, and it's causing problems.
Bring it up to you. Don't go down to it.
Exactly.
Bring the phone up to you with the shortened arms, and you're going to be in a lot better position.
Another one we talked about earlier today, as far as in the car, if you want to make sure your head is where it needs to be, as opposed to like this, Bob's got his hands on top of the steering wheel, bring them down to the bottom of the steering wheel.
4 and 8 o'clock.
Right.
If you looked at a clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
There you go. I'm going to draw numbers on my steering wheel. And can you maybe better come over here?
Sure.
There. Get lined up with the camera. On most all cars, there's a headrest so that you don't get whiplash when you get in an accident. Your head will bounce into that soft cushion. Well, instead of banging your head into it and waiting for that to happen, just bring your head back.
Well, first off, I got to slide my butt back.
Good point.
And have the seat fairly upright.
Right.
Don't be having it leaning back, because that'll bring your head forward.
Right. So in other words, start with your hips and posture throughout your whole back by getting your low back posture good, then go to your head.
Right.
And if your head is touching Back here, you know you're back far enough, and if you're driving every now and then, just go ahead and do a chin tuck and see how far your head is away. It should be touching it. Sometimes you can get to the point I do. I just let my head rest back there, and there it is. I know I'm in good posture. Things are aligned.
And it's good to have your arms vertical like this, because if they're up like this, they're going to pull on the traps.
Sure.
And they're going to pull up on that superior nuchal line or whatever it is, and you're going to get stress up there.
You know, everything fits together.
Yeah.
The last thing I do want to touch on, Bob, and we've got some good videos on this, is sleeping posture. If you got a big fat pillow and you sleep on your back,
Or 2 pillows or 3 pillows.
yep, and your neck is like this, your chin is jammed into your chest, this is going to cause problems. I can see it very well from here, but you don't want that. You want much flatter pillow
On your back.
when you're on your back. When you're on your side, you might have to take your pillow and fold it in half to fill the gap, because your shoulder creates a gap there. Oh man, I think
And the other thing is, Brad, generally with neck pain, you want to try to avoid sleeping on your stomach, because your head's turned all the way one way or the other way.
Yep.
And that's going to put a lot of stress on your neck that way. So we try to have you avoid that.
Right.
And you might even, to take stress off your arm, when you're laying on your side, go ahead and put your arm up on a couple pillows and support it.
Sure.
Because that'll keep that arm out of trouble. So.
Right, there's so many things that we talk about helping you, your neck, your arm, or shoulder, but there's one problem we have not really fixed yet, Bob. What is it?
Yeah, we can fix just about anything.
That broken heart. There it is. See how it's got a zigzag?
We are working on it.
You got the zigzaggy crack on this one?
Yeah. Day and night, we work on it. Thanks.